brand new shoe.
Welcome to WOWT NBC Omaha's special presentation, Behind the Boots, a Kinky Boots special, hosted by Malorie Maddox.
Step with our Kinky revolution. Everybody see, yeah.
Kinky Boots has a big, fat, fabulous heart. Everybody on stage loves the show so much. The audiences love the show, and you can feel that. It's electric.
This is a show that's proven itself already on Broadway, and for good reason, because the message is amazing and people are relating to it.
It's the show that won more Tony Awards in 2013 than any other, 6 total, including Best Musical. Kinky Boots combines the storytelling genius of Broadway veteran Harvey Fierstein with the songwriting talents of pop star Cyndi Lauper.
Hi, I'm Malorie Maddox. We are here in Minneapolis to give you a behind-the-scenes tour of the Broadway musical Kinky Boots, which won 6 Tony Awards. And from the moment it hits the stage, it is easy to see why. When the doors open at Omaha's Orpheum Theater on October 20th, what you can expect to see is a celebration full of dazzling costumes, high-energy music, and at the heart of it, a universal message.
Kinky Boots is the story of 2 unlikely business partners, Charlie, who's inherited his father's shoe factory, failing shoe factory, and Lola, a fabulous drag queen in need of a sturdy pair of stilettos. And the 2 come together to save the shoe factory, and they end up discovering that they're more alike than they are different. And you change the world when you change your mind. The show is about acceptance and the fact that everyone has a right to a fabulous life.
Kyle Taylor Parker knows the story of Kinky Boots by heart. He's been with the show from the very beginning, from the early development days with Cyndi Lauper, to the Broadway debut, to the Tony Award wins, and now on the national tour as Lola.
So I was part of the original Broadway company of Kinky Boots, so we worked on building the show together. Myself, the original cast, Jerry Mitchell, Harvey Fierstein, and then to be handed the role of Lola on the tour, we definitely worked closely, which was an honor. Lola is everyone, I think. Everyone has a little bit of Lola. Everyone has that thing that says, I have a right to be fabulous. You know, it's you dancing in front of your mirror when you think no one's watching. That's Lola. Harvey has written a show that is so special and a character that is really important. Kind of, Lola's a superhero for all of us.
This is time for a shake-up. Look at me, wake
The
up.
character of Charlie Price is the other superhero in Kinky Boots. Although he certainly doesn't start out that way. It's that character development that makes Charlie such a fun part to play for actor Stephen Booth.
One of the biggest moments of the entire production comes when you and Lola are sitting there side by side, and that moment of realization that your lives really aren't that different.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite moments in the show. And I feel like that, at that point, the audience, if we haven't already grabbed them, which usually by that point they've jumped on board with us, but that is the moment that the show really opens up and shows its heart.
To echo what he'd done and mirror what was not in me. We're the same, Charlie boy, you and me.
It's really a powerful moment, and it's a reminder that you really can't judge people for what you see. You know, we all kind of come from the same place. Childhood is something we all survive, and, you know, it can actually be something that brings us together.
I'm not my father's son. I'm not the image of what he dreamed of. With the strength of Sparta and the patience of Job, still couldn't be the one. Meet Simon from Clacton. Let's make boots.
Coming up, behind the scenes of the beautiful set, the fabulous music, and the Tony Award-winning dance moves.
I warm up, I'll sing 2 songs, 1 slow song, 1 fast song. I typically put them on Instagram, and then we're out.
After I steam and I have my tea, as I'm getting ready for the show, I just play music, usually 80s hits. I listen to a lot of Journey.
Yeah, some stretching and some warming up. And then, you know, we're all in wigs, so we all have to pin curl our hair and, you know, go to our wig appointment and get our mic on. And so I have like about an hour in the theater before I go on stage.
Long before the curtain goes up, an army of folks have been working behind the scenes, moving the Kinky Boots National Touring Company from one city to the next, preparing everything for opening night.
I am joined on stage with Greg Covert, the production stage manager, and this is quite a show to put on.
It's amazing. It's a great company, and yeah, it's a fantastic show.
Is this one of the more difficult ones in all of your experience of doing?
No, it's as far as technical wise, it's not incredibly technical, but we travel in about 8 trucks, and we go load in about 13 hours, yeah, it's about normal.
8 semi-trucks it takes to get all of this here. And then how long again to tear it all down and load it?
6 hours out. 13 in, about 6 out.
We travel with 6 people, the whole rhythm section, so 2 guitars, bass, drums, and 2 keyboards. And then we pick up 5 local musicians, so trumpet, trombone, a sax, a reed doubler, and then over here we have violin and cello, so 11 total.
I am joined on stage with Stephen Carrasco, the dance captain, and it is his job to make moves like this look easy. How easy is it to coordinate and get everybody ready before they hit the stage?
I don't know if easy is the right word, but it tends to be smooth. We have about a week or 2 of rehearsal, depending on what track is going into the show. And we give them plenty of time on stage to acclimate themselves to all the equipment and the treadmills especially, and moving the set around. But it tends to go pretty smoothly. We're pretty good at it at this point.
And why are these treadmills different than normal treadmills of what we would think?
Well, they don't have quite as many bells and whistles as something you would find on in a gym, but they do have a couple buttons that you wouldn't find on a treadmill in a gym, like a brake button, a speed up and a speed down button. You can move them around the stage and then break them down so they can't be moved anymore. And we also have bars on them that enable us to do sort of more acrobatic things as well.
Hi, Omaha. I'm Cyndi Lauper.
And I'm Harvey Firestein, and we cannot wait to bring you our Tony Award-winning musical,
Kinky Boots.
It's guaranteed to raise you up.
It's a happiness factory.
Just put 1 foot onward and forward. I used to be a 0, but now I clearly feel that I may be the hero who reinvents the heel.
Coming up, the incredible costumes, the extravagant wigs, the extreme makeup, and of course, the sky-high stilettos. Plus, we'll take a pair of those boots for a test drive as we continue with behind the scenes of Kinky Boots.
This is step 1.
It's definitely athletic. I would say being a dancer helps. I would say it's all balance, and every single day I get a little bit better at it.
Yeah, it is. It took a couple days, not as long as some might think, but it was different for every person. I had actually done a show before where I was in heels.
They suck. Those boots hurt. I ain't gonna lie to you. I busted out. I broke a boot. I busted out my back. I dislocated my kneecap.
The elaborate costumes, wigs, and of course, the kinky boots are signature elements of the show. Let's go backstage with a tour from one of the angels.
All right, so let's look at some of the wigs, because I know that, you know, getting ready for this is just such a process, but it's just fabulous, all of it.
So we have over 75 wigs in the show. You can see some of them here. They're all in the middle of being worked on. I mean, the maintenance is constant. So these wigs are a combination of human hair and synthetics. Synthetic wigs are now used because you're able to create superhuman hairstyles. You're able to do more with a synthetic wig than a human hair wig. But every night they're being recurled and restyled for the next day. We're hard on these wigs. We're dancing. We're giving it our all. So of course the curls fall, ponytails come undone, and that has to be redone every day. These are the reason for the season. Thigh high. I mean, if this isn't impressive, I don't know what is. I mean, they're just incredible. They're made by a company named T.O. Day in New York, all made by, with tracings that are made of our feet, all custom made completely. There are over 13 measurements taken from heel to thigh to make sure that they fit exactly like a glove. So there are 6 looks for the 6 angels. I'll show you mine first.
Oh, you're the one that wears the, I thought last night as I was watching how heavy,
I know.
How much does it weigh?
I think it's about 30 pounds, give or, you know, it really all depends on how many chains fall off it every night. You can hear the audience audibly gasp. Each of these costumes is meant to represent a different facet of British culture. Kinky Boots, of course, is set in England, and our costume designer brilliantly wanted to highlight 6 different iconic British moments and ideas. So, of course, we have the signature, the Union Jack, of course, which is, it's amazing how the costume is seamlessly put together for this pattern to continue from the jacket to the corset and into, I think, the crowd favorite, the Union Jack boot. I have to say, this is kind of everyone's favorite costume.
I don't think you expect it because, you know, you'd seen so many of the rhinestones and the over-the-top looks, and then all of a sudden you go to this and it comes down the runway and everybody just stops. I am joined now with Mikey Piscatelli, the star dresser of Lola, and you have a big job in this show.
Yes, it's a very hectic, busy job I have.
And how does this all work? Because truly, out of any character on stage, she comes out from the beginning in that red number and just stops the audience in its tracks.
Yeah, we always say it's like jumping on a train, you know, and it doesn't stop until the curtain comes down. He has 13 different looks, 2 of which he does his own changes on, and then everything else I assist him with another dresser, sometimes 2 other dressers. He does wig changes, he does full makeup changes, earrings, shoes, you name it. So it's a lot in 2.5 hours.
Another cast member that is loving their time in Kinky Boots is Joe Coots. He plays the role of Don, a tough factory worker who audiences won't be rooting for at first.
How would you describe your character?
Don is great. Don is very black and white in terms of everything he does is all about his craftsmanship with his shoes. Then he, at 5 o'clock, the bell rings, he cares about his pub and his rugby and his buddies and his mates. And he doesn't want any change. He doesn't want anything to change in his life. So the minute that a character like Lola walks into his world, it just throws him. And he doesn't know what to do. He can't comprehend that somebody would actually want to dress like a woman. That blows his mind. But ultimately he comes around, and you people in Omaha will have to see it, and then you'll understand it.
Still ahead.
I think I sort of lucked out. I got a really funny song. Who doesn't love like an 80s music video moment?
She'll win your heart with a show-stopping song. We'll meet more of the cast and show you what it's like to dance in 6-inch heels. Coming up next.
She's in. I'm in.
And you just feel all that energy that the audience has, and you kind of just jump on the train and you're like, here we go, this is it.
It's kind of a slow day in the factory. You're like seeing Charlie from, childhood to manhood, and it's just So it feels normal, you know, it's just like living a life.
There's a show on stage and there's a show backstage, because once I start, I'm making a costume change between each scene.
I'm the first one on stage, and the minute I break that barrier, I just feel the energy from the audience. And I could be tired, I could be sick, I could do whatever, it doesn't matter. Once I feel that, it's on.
Used to think you were from outer space. Who's this bright-eyed guy in your place? You're kinda cute when you're not so.
Lindsay Nicole Chambers provides comic relief in Kinky Boots as Lauren. She's an employee who inspires Charlie to think outside the box in order to save the shoe factory. And it ends up changing her life too.
You get to do a little bit of everything. Like, I get to have some really funny comedic moments, but then I also get to have some really heartfelt, you know, touching scenes with Charlie, and so it's very satisfying as an actor.
Have I come back for more? Another chapter in the history of wrong guys. You used to be so a limp lackluster bore, but now you're changing into someone I just can't ignore.
I think I sort of lucked out. I got a really funny song. Who doesn't love an air gun in the hair moment, like an 80s music video moment, you know?
One of the things I really loved is just the awkwardness of having a crush on somebody, and you really play that well, because I think we've all been there where you make a mistake or make a fool out of yourself in front of somebody that you love.
Right, and your mouth just goes and your brain is like, oh my God, no, stop. What are you doing? And then you have to like damage control, sort of. So yeah, it's really fun, and I think everybody really identifies. Everybody has had that moment.
I've been here before, have I come back for more? Another chapter in the history of wrong guys. You used to be so a limp lackluster boy.
You know, I challenged Charlie to sort of think outside the box. So basically, yeah, if you took my character out of the show, the factory would fail, and then it would be the end of the show. It would be 15 minutes long. It's really about loving yourself and then accepting yourself, and by accepting yourself you can kind of, you know, open your mind to how other people are and who other people are. So it's a great message, and I think we don't hit you over the head with it, so it's, you know, it's sort of sprinkled in there, and it's a really fun evening on top of learning a little something.
Let me raise you up when you bubble burst. Let me raise you up with your glitter rust. Let me raise you up and
When you're talking about Kinky Boots, it really is all about the boots. And by the end of the show, everybody is not only wearing them, they are dancing in them. Malorie got a feel of what the actors go through during each performance.
I'm just going to hang on to this table behind me for a second, if that's all right. Okay.
Kinky Boots.
It's quite a process with the pants on. Oh, so well done. She's in.
I'm in.
A little bit of a stroll.
And so you just make it look that easy?
When your bubble busts, let me raise you up. Easy.
You make it look easy, yes. I don't know if I can, okay.
If your glitter, are you ready for, I know, she has to graduate to the dancing. If your glitter rust, that's like the throwing the glitter, like glitter, 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 glitter.
I'm gonna just leave that. You are great. I am not.
Do you want to learn any choreography?
I was voted most likely to succeed, not best dancer.
A life of broken heels got you down.
Thank you for watching WOWT NBC Omaha's special presentation of Behind the Boots, a Kinky Boots special. Kinky Boots is coming to Omaha's Orpheum Theater October 20th through the 25th. Log on to TicketOmaha.com. Buy your tickets today and come feel the joy.